Hi guys, I'm back. Trying to get this camera straight here. All right, so here we go. I just have a few more to do. Thank you for spending your time doing this. The last video was 14 minutes, so I know your time is valuable. I know my time is valuable also. So, but just a 14-minute investment, just watching this and hearing me say these words and all of those things is so beneficial to you. I know as a young person you don't understand that at this point, but it is. So with that said, here we go. I'm going to do the last couple of problems for you. You will also find that I will upload a key to this entire review sheet. I will not be showing my work on the key, but I will put all the answers for you so that you can see if you practice all of the problems, if any of them that I didn't do on the video, if you want the answer for that, they'll be there. So without further ado, here we go. So the first one on this side, we're back to equations and expressions. We're asking a question, which of the following is not, keyword not, a solution for finding the perimeter of a square? So the first thing that I would suggest that you do for a question like this is first look at this and see how would you find the perimeter of this square. So I know one way that I would do the perimeter of this square is I would simply add 2y plus 2 plus 2y plus 2 plus 2y plus 2, okay? At that point, I would come down to my answer options and see that, yes, that option is there. So I know that that cannot be an answer. Remember, we're looking for not a solution, okay? Another way that I would do this, I would say 2y plus 2, and I would multiply that by 4. There's 4 sides of my square. So if I say 4 times the side lengths of my square, which are 2y plus 2, that would give me the perimeter of my square. So I look down at my answer options and I see that A is exactly what I just wrote. So I know that the non-solution could not be A. Finally, anytime you see a number outside of parentheses, this has either already been factored, or, which it hasn't because you still have the 2's here, or you know that you need to distribute and you can simplify. So 4 times 2y will give me 8y, and 4 times 2 is positive 8. So I'm going to look up in here and see that B would be 8y plus 8. So the only answer here that makes any sense at all to not be a solution would be 4y plus 4. 4y plus 4 would only be adding 2 of my sides together, which is not what I'm asked to do. I'm asked to find the perimeter, so I would need to have all of these sides added together. So this here is the non-solution. All right. Proportions. If we have 2 pounds of sun-dried cranberries and they cost $5.04, 3 pounds of dried cranberries that cost $7.56, and 7 pounds that cost $17.64. Which equation gives the total cost, y, of x pounds of dried cranberries? So first of all, let's talk about what they mean with the x's and the y's. They're saying that all the y's here in this column represent how much you pay for all of the cranberries. So all of these totals that they gave me would be what y is. So let me give you, and same with x. X is representing the number of pounds. So first I'm just going to give you an example of how they would use this y and x. So let's say that the total cost of cranberries is $20. So y is going to be 20. And let's say that they are $5 per pound. That would be representing what these numbers represent. And in place of x, they bought 4 pounds of cranberries, okay? So we're pretending. So I have y is equal to this, x is equal to this. This would be my unit rate. How much is each pound? So if I only had 1 pound, 1 would be my x. 5 times 1 would mean my total cost would equal 5. You see? If I have 2 pounds, my unit rate is 5, so 5 times 2 would be 10. Okay? So, back to the problem, not an example anymore. So, I need to figure out first and foremost, what is my unit rate? That's all I'm being asked to find. I don't need to find Y, nor do I need to find X. I'm just being asked to solve how much are they paying per pound. If you're familiar with the strawberry patch here in Oviedo, if you go pick strawberries at Pappy's Patch, this type of thing is what you would need to do so that you know walking out of there how much you're going to pay per pound. You can figure that out. So I am going to start with this one for whatever reason. I feel like it looks easier. And I know that it was for 2 pounds. I'm not 100% sure if you can use a calculator for this, so I'm not going to, just to walk you through it. So I'm going to do long division. 5 divided by 2 is 2. 2 times 2 is 4. You can just watch. I'm not going to talk about this. 2 goes into 10 5 times. So that leaves me with $2.52. So the equation that gives the total cost that you would spend for a certain number of pounds would be $2.52. If we wanted to, we could check the 3 pounds and the 7 pounds, and when we divide this one by 3 and this one by 7, we should get $2.52 every time. For the sake of our time, I won't do that. Here we are looking at a sketch of a yard, and we need to find the area of her yard. This is a composite composite shape. We have a square and a semicircle. So I'm going to start with the square first because that's the easiest. And we know that to find the area of a square, we multiply the base times the height. So 17 times 17. And we can use a calculator for geometry problems, so I'm going to use that for the sake of time. So my total area of my square is 289. Now, I have a semicircle. This always trips you up. My semicircle, I'm looking for the inside, the area. So I know, I'm going to draw this over here on the side. I know that my diameter is 17. I'm not worrying about the circumference. So the diameter is 17. What would my radius be? If my diameter is 17, my radius is half of that, which would give me 8.5. Now I need to find my area. Formula for area is pi r squared. So I'm going to fill in my equation here. 3.14 times 8.5 squared. Following PEMDAS, we need to do what's inside the parentheses and the exponents before we multiply. So I have, remember, squared means a number times itself. So I have 8.5 times 8.5 times pi, or 3.14 is what we use for pi. So the total area of a circle with a diameter of 17 would be 226.865. We don't want to know the area of a circle. We only have a semicircle. So I need to divide that by 2 to figure out what just half of my circle is. I'm going to round this to the nearest hundredth. So it's 113 and 43 hundredths. So 113 and 43 hundredths. So now we need to find the total area of my composite shape. So I get 402.43. The approximate area of the yard, I look at my options. 402.43 will round down because the 4, 5 or more, raise the score. 4, 5 or less, let it rest, I think is what it is. So it would be 402. So my answer would be B. All right, I have 3 more for you guys. Hang in there for me. So Brett made a scale drawing, and the actual length of the room is 12 4/5 feet. The scale used to make the drawing was 1/4 of an inch just writing the ratio of my scale in 1 foot. We need to find the length of the room in the drawing. So they gave me the length of the actual room. So when I set up my proportion, I want to make sure my feet are in the denominator with the feet of my scale, and I don't know how many inches. This is when we will do the cross circle, multiply, and divide. Okay, I gotta multiply fractions. We got this. So I have, first of all, I'm gonna turn my 12 and 4/5 into, actually, you know what? We can use our calculator for fractions. This is when we can use our calculator. So, sorry, it's Friday afternoon. I need to get out of here, so I am checking my phone. But with that said, I have 12, remember the fraction button is here, 12 and 4/5 times 1/4, and that's going to give me 3 and 1/5 inches. So my answer would be 3 and 1/5 inches. Take a look at the calculator again, just so you know how to read the fraction. Remember, 3 in the underscore means that that's 3 in a space. So 3 is my whole number, and then 1 in my fraction slash, and 5 is going to be my 1/5. Okay. Angles T and V are complementary. Angle T has a measure of 2x plus 10, and angle V has a measure of 48. So what is the value of x? We know that complementary means that that is two angles that have a sum of 90 degrees. So I'm just going to draw a model of this. It is not going to be perfect, but I know that these two here are going to have a sum of 90 degrees. So I'm going to write an equation, 2x plus 10, that angle that measures 2x plus 10, plus this angle that measures 48 will be equal to 90. From here, I'm going to combine my like terms. So that's going to leave me with 2x plus 58 equals 90. Opposite of addition is subtraction. I'm left with 2x equals 40. And then I need to divide by 2. So I'm going to be left with x is equal to 20. But why isn't that correct? Oh, that should be 58. I'm so sorry. So 90 minus 58 will give me 32. Sorry about that. That was my typo, or my error. 2x equals 32. Divide by 2. That's going to be x is equal to 16 degrees. Okay? And if I want to double check that, I can plug in 16 in place of my x. And I have 2 times 16 is 32, plus 10 is 42, plus 48 is 90. So my answer would be 16. Finally, my last one, which is also ratios and proportions. The Lions won 16 games. This year they won 20 games. What's the percent of increase? So if you remember the rap that we watched on YouTube, take the old and the new, subtract the 2, put it over the original and make a fraction. Then we change the fraction to a decimal and then change to a percent. So I want to find the amount of change, or take the old and the new and subtract the 2. That's going to give me 4. Last year, originally, they had won 16. So now when I do 4 divided by 16, it's going to give me 0.25. And when I convert to a percent, I multiply by 100 or move my decimal point 2 places to the right, and that leaves me with the 25%. So remember, it's the old minus the new over the original. Okay, that's all, yay. Check also for the image that I'm gonna put up with this video for the answer key for all the other ones. So bye, have a good weekend, see you Monday.